I'm here in Idaho, right off of Interstate 90. I'm on a creek bed out here. Let's see, you can see better maybe this way. It's pretty nice. This creek here runs all the way through the mountains and the river follows it all the way. There's a lot of roads in Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon that follow creek beds like this and river beds. It makes it easier for traveling and for cutting the roads through, because these are sort of, you know, the natural way through the mountains to begin with. I'm parked up the hill there. I kind of walked down that little bed of rocks right there. It's in the 80s today. Makes you a little nervous when I'm coming down rock beds like that. Is there going to be a rattlesnake bedded up in there somewhere? I've never came across a snake in the wild. Don't really want to either. Wish I had more time to just sit out here and enjoy it. Sit down and relax. These are things that I want to do regularly, but if you do it regularly, you don't make any money because you're not driving. And even to take time out of your day and do what I'm doing right here, this can make for a long day. Even a 7-hour day, you do this 3, 4 times, 5 times a day, and now you've done turned your 8-hour day into a 12-hour day. Just taking 15 minutes out here, 15 minutes there, it can kill your time, your clock. Well, really don't really kill the clock, because the clock stops anyway. I guess more of the problem is, I don't know, it's just extending your day, I should say. It's not really adding more time to my drive time, but instead of finishing at, you know, what I'm trying to say, at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, you know, your day could run on into 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, depending on how long you stop and stop and all that other good stuff. See if I can't get back up this rock formation here without getting snake bit. It's kind of, I saw a deer a minute ago. He was up here on the top up here in the little meadow. He didn't see me at first. Yeah, I mentioned snakes. Now it's creeping me out with all these little crevices up in here. All right. So, yeah, the deer, he was right over here. I was fixing lunch. There's my little machine that I got. This one's brand new. I picked it up at the manufacturer. This one here is only 24,000 pounds, whereas the last one was 37,000 pounds. Anyway, fix to hop back in the truck here and take off. The North Platte River in Wyoming, Casper to be exact. I would have never have known these places was out here. I don't go through Casper too much. I would say the last time I was here has been about 3 years ago maybe. I've been through it a couple times since then, but I think about 3 years ago I actually had a delivery here, and tonight I'm taking my 10-hour break here. Probably a little longer than 10 hours. I got here about 5 p.m. and I'm in no hurry to leave tomorrow. I've still got about 1,200 more miles to my destination. No, about 1,000, sorry. At least 500 on Monday and 500 on Tuesday. Without having my scooter, which is right here, I would have never have ventured out, ever. But being that I've got a scooter now, this thing moves along about 20 miles an hour. I can move across town, move up and down through trails. I've came down from that away, probably about 1.5 miles down through this trail. This trail meanders along, goes over there in the bushes. It kind of winds in and out, back through the nature, back to the river, back to the nature. Peaceful. One thing I've noticed out here is there's no homeless people, or at least I haven't seen any yet. Seems like every city I've gone to in the last 3 months on my scooter, I've really paid attention to the homeless people. Salt Lake City, Vegas, San Francisco, even Nebraska. I'm not saying they're not here, I just haven't noticed any yet. All right, well, I've left the shipping place to pick up that Genie lift. It says on the paperwork it's about 38,000 pounds, so it's a pretty big Genie lift. And it's going to Cle Elam, Washington, to Snowy River Equipment Sales. It's 1,040 miles from here, where I'm at right here, 1,037 exact. My thermometer's already reading 111 degrees right now. It's already 10 o'clock in the morning here. So I ain't do too bad. 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 hours from the time I pulled into the first place, which was right there. Went about a half a mile, reloaded. Just took them a long time. It took them a good hour. I don't know what the hell they were doing this morning. When I got there, the lady said they was in a meeting. Said it was going to have some kind of safety meeting or something. So it took up an hour this morning. It's already 5:30 in the afternoon. Feels like I should be further down the road. I had about 1,035 miles to travel when I got loaded this morning, and I still got 645 left to go. The day just seems to be dragging on and on and on. Well, I've still got about 4.5 to 5 hours to get my destination. I'm in Oregon now. I've got to get on through Oregon. I'm on Interstate 84. I got to go up here to 82, go north on it, and that'll connect me to 90. So I still got to go through Pendleton, Yakima, Washington, and then up there on 94, and I'll finally reach my customer up there on 90, not 94, but 90 in Washington. I got up early this morning trying to get ahead of the schedule a little bit. If I don't stop anymore, I should be there about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Well, as I was rolling across the scale here, coming out of Oregon into Washington, the guy had the green light on, so I was rolling across the scale, 2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. And as I got off the scale, I looked at the light, and then I saw that he had then flipped it red on me. So I pulled over here to the shoulder, walked back there, and he said, back up, get on the scale again. I am about 1,400 pounds over on the drives, still way under my gross weight. I don't know how I'm even overweight. well, I got this big heavy ass lift on here, and it's a little bit forward, so that's probably why. Should have had them put it back a little bit further back, another 2 foot. I should have stopped about 2 feet. I think this morning when I filled up, if you look at my gauge, my load suspension right here, this gauge here, see around that second, you see the 50? You see that 50? And then you got the 60. Usually I can be about 1 needle width above that 60. And you can see this morning I filled up my gas tanks and I'm about 2 needle widths above that 60. I think I can weigh about 62 psi. So anyway, I'm getting a ticket. More than likely. And he's doing an inspection, paperwork. I don't know if he's going to do a truck inspection or just a trailer inspection. I don't know if he's going to do a walk around inspection or if he's just going to do a paperwork. He didn't ask for my logbook, so I don't know what he's going to do. So anyway, hopefully it's just a paperwork inspection and I'm out of here in a few minutes. This load's only like 38,000 pounds, 37,000 pounds. I can haul up to 44 actually. I can haul 44. So I'm way under. It's just that this lift is put on so far forward. And he asked me where I wanted it at, and I told him where to put it, so it's my fault. I've hauled these many times, and I've never had an issue like this, so I don't know. It's just what it is. You know, I think the last time I had one put on, they put the cage on the upper deck, and we ended up, here he comes now. I'll probably want to see my logbook. I just left the weigh station. I did get a violation. The ticket was $260. He wrote on there 1,880 pounds overweight on the drives. Like I said, I didn't weigh, I know on the back of the trailer, I didn't have it like 23,000 pounds on the back of the trailer. But on the drives, I was like 35,880, must have been 35,880. But you know, I forgot to mention to him that I've got the APU on there. You know, all the states tell you you can't idle your truck, so they recommend you get an APU. So for the APU, they allow 400 to 500 pounds overweight. So technically, because what they do is they bill you by the pound over your weight. So I should have brought it up to him and said, hey, don't forget I got that APU on there so you can knock off 500 pounds. But I don't. I think he charged me for the whole damn 1,880 pounds. Annoyances. Well, I delivered my last load. Took about 10 minutes to drop that thing off. My next load is going to pick up tomorrow morning. I told him I'd be there about 8 o'clock. I got to drive over to Moses Lake. It's about 100 miles. I had a load that was going down near San Antonio, but then he called me back and said that load, something was wrong with it. Oh, it had already been picked up and taken to their yard, and their yard was closed already. So I was like, okay. But he said he had a lot more of those things coming out, and he had one going to Fort Worth. I said, just give me that one. I think it paid like $400 less than the one going to San Antonio, but hey, I'll take that. I'll take that because I don't like going down that far into Texas anyway. I'd rather go to Fort Worth, Dallas area anyway. I think it's just a little over 2,000 miles, under 2,100 miles. So it's probably about 220 something a mile. It ain't the greatest, ain't the worst. Hey, I'll take it. I was kind of looking forward to having some time off and relaxing. I have been just going every single day. But I'll survive. Once I get to Dallas, I should be there by Wednesday. I can reload out of the Dallas area. There's always something there going to the southeast. So I should be home by like Friday now, after the 4th of July. trying to get started today. I'm over here at the Genie manufacturing plant where they make the Genie boom lifts. Man, there's a bunch of trucks in here. There must be 15 trucks in front of me. I slept at the gate, kind of off to the side, but I didn't get up early. I didn't really think there'd be that many trucks in here this morning. It'll be all right though. They're moving up pretty quick. They just load one Genie lift on a truck and then he pulls forward. There's an airport right over here beside me. This town is Moses Lake, Washington. Yes. Don't know what they do over here. Maybe they work on airplanes. I see Ukraine International and another bunch of planes out here. That's what I hear is all taped up like they're fixing to paint it. Yeah, so I've got 1,962 miles to the customer. I've already punched it in. Let's see which way it's got me going this morning. Yeah, I'll go on across out of Washington, across to Idaho, into Montana, down through Wyoming, down through Colorado, a little tip of Oklahoma, and then down into Texas.